I'm freaking starving.
We're gonna have chocolate chip pancakes.
I don't know what to do. I'm sad.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, where today we've got a challenge video for you. And we've gone back to the challenge videos because I was getting freaking bored of me just chatting. So basically, I had an original plan to make a video about diets and talking about like different types of diets, why they work, why they don't work, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, why am I just going to talk about that? That's really boring. Why don't I do them? So I kind of regretted that situation. In this video, I am going to be trying 7 different diets. So I did a different diet every single day. I let a random wheel generator decide which diet I did. And then I attempted it for the day. Remember that word, attempt, because some of them are freaking hard, all right? I've never, ever wanted chocolate more than I do right now. The reason I wanted to actually do them was because I wanted to figure out like why people would do them. So have a day of trying to do this diet and be like, is this fun? Like, is this sustainable? Could I do this? Like, why might people do this? Blah, 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 blah. And what I'm going to be doing is every time I show the diet, I'm going to explain what the diet is, why it works, why people do it, why it doesn't work. And then I'm going to pick pretty much my favorite diet by the end. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was rough, but I did it. If you do like it, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Let's get going.
Oh my lord. Good morning world and welcome to day number 1. Just woken up, as we can tell, and I was gonna go downstairs and make a coffee, but I need to know if I can have a coffee because a lot of diets say no caffeine or like no milk. Okay, so we've got all our diets in there. Let's see if this works. Brilliant. Okay, are you ready? Click to spin. No, I don't know. Okay. We begin with keto.
Okay, so the first diet that I tried on Monday was very unfortunately keto. So you've probably heard of keto. Keto is like one of the most popular ones, or the ones that like you just hear the word keto. And keto is basically no carbs. So
those are good.
No sugar. It's keto.
No.
No sugar.
What?
No sugar.
These are no sugar.
No sugar.
the theory behind it is that your body goes into like a ketogenic state, which means it will start burning fat for energy because you haven't got any carbs in your body. All right, you lose fat by calorie deficit, so like this doesn't matter whether it's carbs being burnt or fat being burnt. If you're in a calorie deficit, no matter what's being burnt, you're going to lose fat. So the idea and sort of rules of it is to be in having less than 50 grams of carbs, or specifically less than 20. What I understand as well, carbs are fruit, veg. A carb is a sugar, like whether that's milk, fructose is fruit, and glucose is like the other sugars. So let's pretty much just see how my day went.
Okay, so that meal wasn't too bad, like it was nice. I mean, it's an omelette. You can't really go wrong with an omelette, I don't think. I just didn't want an omelette. Like, so I've got another black coffee here. Hey, disgusting. Actually, I like black coffee, but I don't want a black coffee, do you know what I mean? The only thing is I just don't like having to look at everything. Like, I don't want to be like, has this got carbs in it? Has this got carbs in it? Like, I could just tell, like, mentally, that would just kill you, just to constantly be like, is this carbs? How many carbs? I can't have carbs. I kind of wanted like a snack. Like I love having like some fruit or some chocolate, but I can't have any of that because there's carbs in both of those. Yeah, peace out to the dudes. Okay, so I just went to Sainsbury's to like
find anything that was keto friendly, which I'm not sure what it is, but I got some lettuce because I read that obviously vegetables are a carb, so they're just a carb, but I read that you should, like, if you're doing keto friendly, you have vegetables that grow above the ground. So ones that grow under the ground, like carrots and potatoes and stuff like that, are really carby, and these are less carby. I got lettuce because I'll have that for dinner with chicken. I'll make like a salady thing to have with dressing, because dressing is just fat, so it hasn't got any carbs in it, so I can have as much dressing as I want. Also got some almond milk because yes, it's got freaking 0 carbs because it's almonds, which is fat, and then water. Like, I love having a dessert, which is so annoying, and I wanted like chocolatey stuff, so I just got a jelly, which is I think 1 gram. Never mind.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions. We'll get away. This is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me.
Okay, so now I want to talk about why keto works. Keto works pretty much because if you are removing something like carbs out of your day-to-day basis, that is a lot. That's just like eliminating a lot of the food that you're going to have, and you're pretty much just having lean meat with like barely even vegetables, because that's a carb. But like, you're just eating barely anything. So most likely you're going to be having a lot fewer calories and therefore be in a calorie deficit and therefore lose weight. So that's why it works. I just feel like it was just one of the saddest things ever. Like, I just wasn't happy. Like, I love bread and I love rice and I love eating food. Like, it was just so much of a stress to constantly be like, how many carbs are in this? How many carbs are in this? I hated keto. So yeah, let's move on to number 2.
Wow, we're looking really pretty today. Good morning, world, and welcome to day number 2. Verdict of yesterday is I'm freaking starving, so I wanted to spin the wheel straight away because I'm hungry. I want to know what today is. I need to mentally prepare. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so I need to get rid of keto. Let's do this thing. Ready? Right. That isn't what I wanted. For God's sake, man. I guess I'm getting the worst ones done with early. I don't know.
Day 2 was Paleo, which is pretty much, it's called the caveman diet. So it's everything that people ate like 10,000 years ago, something like that. And it's basically just eating food that pretty much isn't processed and refined and all that blah, 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 blah. And again, this was just a ball ache because it was so hard to like look at things and be like, is this paleo? Is this? I had to Google everything to be like, is this paleo? I didn't even know these sorts of stuff. Okay, so today is paleo, which is basically eating like a caveman, or just eating I think it's like eating like 10 million years ago, or like 10 freaking cavemen. So I have Googled it as well to figure out, obviously I can't have milk because I don't even know if cows were alive back then, but almond milk, let me tell you, is just almonds and water. And yes, maybe they never had the idea to make it, but they could have. So I've Googled it and it says it's paleo friendly, so don't come at me for having almond milk, and I can have coffee too. It's not that bad. It is quite low carb because most carbs are processed, so like bread, rice. Rice is an argument because it is kind of like, you can't have grains. I don't get the grains thing. I think maybe they grew grains later on in life, but I don't know. So I'm having my coffee, but I tell you what the ancestors didn't have back then: a fluffy coffee maker.
Okay, so for breakfast, I've decided to not have another omelette because that's freaking boring. And I've Googled of how to make paleo pancakes. Fun. So it's pretty much eggs, bananas, and paleo flour. I need to go to Sainsbury's and get some paleo flour, which is like almond flour or coconut flour, or basically any flour that is refined, is not refined, and that cavemen could have possibly made, but I'm not sure they had the brains to make it yet. Okay, I don't really know what to have for lunch, but I have this soup which is carrot and ginger, or roasted carrot. It's like carrot. Dairy free, so that's cool. Vegan, gluten free. I think I'm just being silly now. Right.
I had about that much, so I've pretty much finished, but I'm starting to resent it and I don't want it anymore. And can I just tell you, I've never, ever wanted chocolate more than I do right now. And I think because I'm not allowed chocolate, I want chocolate. And I just think, what mentality would you want to be in to not have chocolate? Like, to just be like, no chocolate. Why can't I have a little bit of chocolate? Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was doing this real life, I would have some chocolate, but have it in moderation, because that's how you stay healthy and that's how you have a lifestyle. Me having zero chocolate makes me want chocolate more than ever. Just saying. Weird. Again, if you're going to be restricting food so much, restricting specific things, like it pretty much was no carbs because that's all refined, then you are going to be in a calorie deficit, and that's why it works for some people. However, again, it was just boring as hell, and the reason it's just so hard to do, it's not sustainable. So like, I would do that for a day, and then the next week I probably wouldn't do that, and then you'd have the same amount of calories, and then if I freaking put the weight back on. That's why it doesn't work. Day number 3 was, what was it?
I've been trying hard to keep my cool, but when you get it's nothing that
Sorry for the dirty laptop.
when you're walking in, I know it's
Vegan.
Okay. That's not bad. I can finally have a proper coffee with agave syrup. I will whoop 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 whoop. Obviously it's almond milk, I'm not being a rat.
Day 3 was vegan, which wasn't actually that bad, and I really wanted to try this out. So vegan is not having any animal products whatsoever. So it's more than just vegetarian, it's not having anything that comes from animals. So dairy products like milk, freaking eggs, can't even think of anything else.
Okay, so I've made the batter, which again looks really small, but basically it was everything that you put in a normal pancake mix, just without the egg, so I'm really confused at how this is going to cook. I'm really hoping we get some good pancakes. And I'm going to do the raspberry coulis as well with it, which is literally putting raspberries in a bowl, a bit of agave syrup, in the microwave, turn into a coulis. I've just remembered I bought some free from
chocolate at the bottom, so we're gonna have chocolate chip pancakes.
Big old apologies because I didn't properly film my lunch or my dinner. For lunch I had one slice of toast with hummus on it, and then 2 bagel thins, like fibre sort of type ones with hummus on it. And then for dinner I had that chickpea curry, which was lovely, and then I had that freaking Alpro like chocolate thingamabob, which I'm so happy to have, and the chocolate chips. I had more chocolate chips with a tea. What a great day.
Vegan is more of like a lifestyle thing. I see people doing it for a diet, which you're obviously having, again, less processed stuff. You're not having meat, you're not having the fat from meat, you're not having dairy products. You do end up having a lot more veg. So I can see why some people may lose weight on having a vegan diet. I don't massively see the reason, because it's very hard to get your protein intake in, and obviously protein is really helpful with dieting. I definitely want to just reduce my meat intake, and it was quite nice to have meat-free meals. Like, do you know what I mean by that? It's just not a lifestyle thing. If you are vegan for ethical reasons, then I see that working so much better just for your health in general. It's not really about losing weight. But I can see people reducing their calories a lot if you're not having meat, and if you're just consuming loads more veg, so your like volumes of food are going to be a lot more, which is nice. I felt full. Like, that was so much different to my keto and my Atkins days, because I wasn't, not Atkins, freaking Paleo. Yeah.
What's that? Low GI. Okie dokie.
Okay, so Thursday, day number 4, was low GI. So GI is glycemic index, and that is pretty much foods that spike your blood sugar. So it's like a level of 0 to 100, and low scale, I think it's under 50, is a low GI. It just means it doesn't spike your blood sugar as fast as other things do, and it's just good for, I've mainly seen it for health-wise, for people with diabetes. They are put on a low GI diet because it's a lot more safe for them. I could eat whatever I wanted. I just needed to be aware that it wasn't madly sugary. Just watch this one.
That's just not beautiful. Like, oh, wow. Ah.
This is my favorite breakfast ever.
Again, I would say things like low GI should just be implemented into lifestyle. I wouldn't say this is a diet. Like, you can obviously have your sweet treats whenever you like, if you want them every now and then. It's just all about doing things in moderation. Like, do you know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say about low GI ones. Day number 5 was Slimming World. So I attempted to do a whole day doing Slimming World rules, which is where you have food is considered sins. You can have 15 sins a day, and like certain foods are free that you can have as much as you want of it, and certain foods are sins, and certain foods are like freaking healthy.
I'm not really sure how Slimming World works, but if it allows me to have Weetabix, then I don't really care. I wonder how many sins Weetabix is. Interesting. Okay, so what I've read, which is just ridiculous, is that meat and everything is free, and I double checked that ham is free, like in terms of like the sins, it's free. And then I'm just gonna have the ham, I'm gonna like freaking chop it up and put it in my vegan curry and just not make it vegan anymore. Makes sense, no?
If you've never had one of these before, I'm telling you now, get them. They are unreal. Like freaking beautiful stuff.
Just think with something like Slimming World, like they just get the money out of you. Like they sell all their products as Slimming World products. Oh, this is free, or this is a Slimming World meal. Like the second you come off Slimming World, you don't have any education of what food is. You just see things as sins, or you don't understand the calories. And the reason again Slimming World works for people is because they're being a lot more conscious on the food they're eating. So they're obviously going to go for more healthier foods. I just, you know what I mean? I just think it's just a bit ridiculous. I had quite a few gins that night, and like a gin is like five cents, so you could have, oh, it's just ridiculous. Okay, so now we're coming on to the weekend. Saturday, so yesterday, was meant to be ultra low fat diet. This is how that went. Okay, so I didn't do that one basically because it was just ridiculous. Like I couldn't even find things on it, but I know that people just have low fat diets in general. I think people think that fat, like the word fat, makes you fat. No, it doesn't. Like if you eat fat, you're not going to get fat unless you're having too much fat. Do you know what I mean? Look at it in calories. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. Look at it in calories. If you want to lose weight, you have less calories. And I'm very sorry about that because the effort was just not there. Now, today we are living in intermittent fasting. Hi, I'm living in this. I don't think I've done it well. Actually, I could do it well because I ate at 12 and I can stop eating at 8. So intermittent fasting is, there's loads of ways you can do it. You can do a 16-8, which is where you fast for 16 hours and eat for 8 hours, or you can do like complete days, 5-2, where you fast completely for 2 days out of the week. If you're only eating within a restricted amount window, there's a big likelihood that you're going to have less calories, because if you stop eating at 7 o'clock, you're probably not going to have the tea and 5 biscuits in the evening. Do you know what I mean? You may just skip breakfast, so you skipped a meal. Do you know what I mean? So you're having less calories. Okay, so to sum everything up, I feel like intermittent fasting was my favourite one, just because I feel like it's just like freaking easy, and it's just an easy way to reduce your calories. Like just skip a meal. You don't need to call it intermittent fasting. You just skip breakfast. Like wow, well done. But all I wanted to say from all of this, like if you want to lose weight, you don't need to go on a silly diet that just makes you unhappy. Like I just felt unhappy, and I felt like I was just so like annoyingly restrictive, and I had to look at everything. If you want to lose weight, you look at the calories, you look how much you're expending, and you look how much you're eating. You have less. I noticed with all the diets, you don't get given any calorie targets. You could, like Slimming World, you're gonna have unlimited amounts of pasta. Like what is that about? Do you know what I mean? And like keto, they always tell you can have like butter and like no, just understand how many calories you're having. Have a bagel, realize how many calories are in a bagel, and fit it in your day. It's simple. So yeah, that was interesting. Hope you had a great day. Hope you enjoy these. Please let me know if you do, and pop a like here. And make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Love you all to bits, and have a fabulous week.